Happy Friday morning to you. Welcome on into today's episode here on Winning Bets. I'm, of course, Jason, giving you guys those winning bets. I'll be joined by the Hockey Squirrel at 11 a.m. Eastern. We'll be on the Payoff pitch, breaking down today's MLB slate, getting you guys set for Memorial Day weekend. Let me know what plans you have in the comments section. I'd love to hear what barbecues you're going to be at or pool parties you're going to be at. This always feels like, and it doesn't seem to matter, I guess, generally what city you live in, but because some cities obviously get warmer, well before other ones. But this always feels like the beginning of summer when you get to Memorial Day weekend. So absolutely look forward to this weekend. We'll be headed over to Michigan ourselves, getting on the other side of the lake and being able to have ourselves a relaxing time. And I hope you're able to do that as well. We got to get set for this weekend, though. I will tell you guys that after Payoff pitch at, what time would that be? 11 a.m. Central, so I guess that'd be noon Eastern. I'm going to go ahead and do Between the Posts. Unfortunately, I will not be joined by Matt. He's already getting on into his Memorial Day weekend a little bit earlier, so it'll just be myself. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and encourage you guys, if you want to go ahead and get on the show and have your voice be heard, all you need is a camera. I'll give you the link to join the show, and you can tell me what bets you'll be on there. Of course, I'll break everything down and let you guys know what I'm thinking about this week in the Premier League, but thought it'd be a fun little opportunity with just hanging out with myself on Between the Posts that if you wanted to, chime in, let me know what you've thought about maybe the entire Premier League season, what you think about going into match week 38. If you're interested in that, do that. If not, you can just sit there and watch and, hang out, and we'll kind of talk Premier League as well. So let's go ahead and talk about the recap. Yesterday, of course, there was only one play on the card, official play on the card there yesterday. It was Braxton Garrett over 4.5 Ks, and obviously just, love the play. Love the play. I guess I'll just start right there. Absolutely love the play. I shared on Twitter yesterday the calls just went against us right from the start. I mean, the first batter of the day on a full count, 3-2. Garrett dropped in a breaking ball at the bottom of the zone. It was a strike. The umpire called it a ball. I was one of those ones where if you were watching on TikTok and we were celebrating, I celebrated the strikeout and then got really pissed off when the batter started walking to first base to take his walk. It was a strike. As soon as the catcher hit, caught the catcher's mitt, I started celebrating. It's like, oh, that hit the bottom of the zone. Like, fantastic breaking pitch. That one didn't go our way. And then there was another one in the second inning, a fastball that painted the outside corner. It hit the corner. That one also doesn't go our way. We obviously needed those two strikeouts as the end of the game with 3. We needed 2 more. There weren't really other bad calls that went against us. Those were the 2 noticeable ones. Otherwise, the guy couldn't throw a first pitch strike to save his ass, and trying to go off the top of my head, but I think he threw 1 first pitch strike. And that being said, he still was getting some 1-2 counts. He was giving himself a chance to get the put out and get the strikeout. It just wasn't happening. It just wasn't happening. So, yeah, you lose 6 units. If you're wondering, let's say, hey, man, let's not put all 6 units on that one play. Maybe you spread it around. Well, you guys remember on the Payoff pitch, I gave you guys Marlins F5 money line. That one would have gone ahead and hit. Some of the other ones, though, would not have gone ahead and hit. I was on the over there in the Nationals from a team totals perspective. I probably would have done the Orioles F5 team total. That one also wouldn't have hit. So we probably would have been one of those days where it was like maybe 2-3 or 3-2 or something like that. But really just disgusted with Braxton Garrett in that, he couldn't come through for us last night. We were able to lessen the damage. We did hit a parlay, 3-legged parlay over 8.5 in Blue Jays Rays. That one was sweaty as they got 2 runs in the top of the 9th inning to end the game with 9 runs. We did get Tigers on that money line. That was one of my dog of the days on Payoff pitch, which I'm going to start betting my dog of the days. Go 2-0 yesterday with the Tigers and Orioles. The day before that, go 2-3 with the White Sox and Orioles, only losing the Dodgers as a plus money bet. If you've been enjoying the Payoff pitch, I give out 1 underdog a day, sometimes some honorable mentions. Those have been doing really, really fairly well. So I think it's time to start playing those dogs. We're deep into the season, seem to have a good eye on identifying an underdog that has a good chance to get a win. See if we can't play those a little bit, going forward. And then the third leg to round out that parlay was, yes, there will be a run scored first in that Mariners Athletics game. Just love that the research paid off. Not only did the Athletics score in the first inning, but so did the Mariners. We justified that one, obviously, on the Payoff pitch. Told you guys yesterday there were 2 games I liked the YRFI in. I told you guys one of the 2 was bona fide to go ahead and hit. Maybe you get 2 of the 2. That was not the case. Only one of the 2 hit. The one with the better odds actually hit. So probably broke even. I think it was minus 104, if I recall. Although by the time first pitch came around, it was plus 108, and I dabbled in it and played it. And obviously, got a little bit of a hit. But boy, that Braxton Garrett, man, you want to talk about CLV, which I'm not one to ever brag about CLV, but man, I gave you guys that bet at plus 139. It closed at minus 110. Closed at minus 110. I gave the bet out at plus 139. We're on the right side. Stats were there. Stats were absolutely there. So, the good thing is, even though, obviously down on the day and, certainly down on the week, I sprung up out of bed, still thoroughly enjoy handicapping, still love, getting after it, still love trying to predict what can happen, analyzing the stats, and, trying to make a determination of how the day is going to unfold in Major League Baseball. So, as long as you've got the drive and the motivation and the happiness, I think you'll be okay at the end. So look to pick up some wins today. So down day yesterday, down on the week. We did scrape up some arbitrage. I think there was a profit boost or something, but I don't quite recall what it was. Oh yeah, it was 2 profit boosts, one on DraftKings and one on FanDuel. So that's how she goes sometimes there, fellas. That's how she goes. So I don't have any soccer bets at this moment. Again, come back on Between the Posts at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. At 12 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll break down today's Premier League slate, or Sunday's Premier League slate, and then fire off some bets there on the show as well. Morning, DeGent. Sorry we couldn't get you to the NBA Finals, man. Sorry, man. I'm still disgusted with the result. Love the play, but disgusted with the result, man. And sorry it didn't work out, man. Sorry it didn't work out. Let's get it turned up, Brian. Let's get it turned up, man. Let's get it turned up. I like it. I've already tweeted out a couple plays on Twitter. I've got a couple more. Plus, I've got one that's going to go ahead and add to it. We'll see what the Squirrel thinks. Headed to Leadville for the long weekend. Disc golf and barbecue. Holy hell, man. That sounds like a nice time. Man, I used to play disc golf. I can no longer throw the Frisbee like this, 40-year-old shoulder. So I have to throw the Frisbee like this. I'm not good. I like par or bogey every hole, but there's nothing like just being in the woods. You get a couple beers and you just, walk 18 holes. I love disc golf. Love that you play it too, DeGent. Maybe one day we can meet up and go out there and play around. That's a very relaxing, fun, because you're kind of in the woods. It kind of feels like you're kind of like getting away from everything, so to speak. And I like it. So are you playing a wooded course? Or are you playing one that's a little bit more open? Love that you're getting after it, my man. Good luck this weekend. A great weekend of racing. That's what you're going to do, Brian. You're going to settle in, watch the Monaco Grand Prix. You're going to watch the Indy 500 and the Coca-Cola 600. Well, you're going to have yourself a nice little day Sunday in front of the television watching the racing. I'll be, obviously I want to do NASCAR. I'll tune into the NASCAR Coca-Cola 600. But, man, NASCAR just... needs to, it's just got to work on their product of racing. Just hasn't been that good. But, I'll tune in. I'll certainly too. Still have time, big dog. Yeah, I still have time to get you to the NBA Finals. Yeah, still got time because, the NBA, they went nightmare right there. All right, what do we got here, fellas? What do we got? Come on up here a little bit. Here we go. What do we think, fellas? What do we think? That's all I really got. As we're going to do payoff pitch here at 11 a.m. Eastern. We'll do Between the Posts at 12 p.m. Eastern. Again, if you want to chime in and let your voice be heard on what you think how the Premier League will go ahead and unfold, I'll share this one thing, and of course I'll share it on Between the Posts, but if you want to know where my head is in terms of the Premier League, this is a nice little chart. I'll leave it. I'm going to make it a little smaller. This is a nice little chart. You can see on the right-hand column, you can see the average number of goals per game on the right-hand side. You can see it's generally 2-ish goals per game. And then the left-hand column is the number of goals per game on match week number 38, which is this weekend, the last weekend of the Premier League. You can see in every single season, the last match week has an uptick. It's for all the obvious reasons that everybody can obviously think of. But if you're thinking about this weekend, the Premier League's probably going to be goal scoring. Now, I don't have, the last 2 seasons, but the fact that the previous 8 or whatever was more goals on the last week based on the season average, I'm sure the previous 2 seasons were something along, similar, even though I couldn't find it, the exact number. I'm sure that was the absolute case. DraftKings actually has a pretty cool prop. They've got one that, let's see if the line actually moved. They've got a pretty, and then let's look at NASCAR head-to-heads here, Brian. Let's look at some NASCAR head-to. DraftKings has a pretty cool. It kind of goes along with that screenshot that I'm sharing right there. Over 1.5 goals in every game at 4-1. Now I'm looking for an over like 37 or maybe like an over 38, just like collectively rather than each game having 2 goals. But I think each game will certainly have 2 goals. You can get that at 4-1. But I'm going to hold off and see if there will be a different sports book that'll give me the total number of goals scored in all of match week number 38. So that's an interesting stat. Again, I'll elaborate. We'll talk about that on between the posts, but I did want to go ahead and share that. Let's just jump on DraftKings here, Brian, and let's look at some NASCAR head-to-head matchups. Been a tough year to bet NASCAR head-to-head just because of the drivers that they give you. But let's see. This is what DraftKings gives you. Larson over Byron. I mean, it looks like Larson, Brian, I don't know how you feel. It looks like Larson may starting to, come into it. I mean, he's been fast all year. He's been really unlucky. I mean, what was it? Ryan Preece took him out one race. Ross Chastain took him out 1 race. He's been fast, really fast. And you saw what he did at that All-Star race, just absolutely dominating. Going up against William Byron, though, is a little tough, but don't be surprised if Kyle Larson goes on one of these runs, maybe like he did, what was that, 2022 or 1? What was that, 21 or 22? I can't quite remember. Whatever, it wasn't last year. No, it was the year before, 21. When he just went on like that incredible run, what did he win, like 9 or 10 races that year? Don't look for, I expect Kyle Larson to be all right. They give you Wallace up against Reddick. I bet both of those guys are strong. Bell up against Chastain. I'd probably take Chastain. It's minus 125 up against Chris Bell. I would take Chastain over Bell. Hamlin over Truex. Hamlin's pit crew has really let him down. I know they had a good, not at the All-Star race, but whatever the hell the race was before the All-Star race. They actually did him really well, and he had a nice pit stops at most of the race. But Truex has been hot. And then they give you Busch against Elliott. That's another just tough matchups. Just really tough. What about? I was curious if they give you top 10 odds, but it doesn't look like they do. So, or at least not on that sports books. I know you can get top 10 odds, but they don't want to give them to you on that one right there. So that's how they roll. They don't want to do it. All right. I think that is mostly it. Yeah, man. I'll get out to. I have a brother-in-law that lives in Denver, so we get out there once a year. Call it. So next time I get out there, I'll definitely hit you up. I'd love to step away for a few hours and go throw the frisbee around with you. So yeah, I'll hit you up, man. I'll let you know when I go out to Denver. We haven't been since Christmas, so probably fallish. We'll probably head back out there. So yeah, I'll definitely let you know. I'd love that. I think that would be a nice time. So I would enjoy that. I would definitely enjoy that. All right, let's go find Hockey Squirrel. Let's go find out how he's going to go ahead and bet this MLB slate today. Nice little slate today. I shared a little graphic earlier. I could throw it up here. Maybe you guys haven't checked out Twitter yet, but here's a graphic that shows the least profitable F5 money line pitchers in Major League Baseball. The top guy right there, the guy who's absolutely worse, although you could say J.P. Sears and Bailey Falter are right there because they've also not won a goddamn game. But Jordan Lyles pitches today. And he's 0-8-2 in the first 5. That obviously stands out when you look at that data today. So, yeah, that's how we go. All right, hang tight. Let's go find ourselves a Hockey Squirrel, find out how he's going to bet this MLB slate, see if we can't find you guys some winner. So hang tight, and we'll be on right back. Hey there, fellas. Welcome on into the Friday episode here of the Payoff Pitch, where we're live every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. He's the Hockey Squirrel, and I'm Jason. We're here to preview today's MLB slate as we come on in the Memorial Day weekend. Want to wish everybody a happy Memorial Day, including you, Squirrel. How's it going there, man?
Hey, getting set up here. I don't know. I'm all over the place, dude. Yesterday, I spent my entire day inside of Python trying to figure out all kinds of stuff, man. I don't know. I'm getting into like more data science heavy stuff, graduating from using Excel for everything, basically. So, starting to get into some of the data science modules and stuff. More regression things. I was learning, self-teaching myself statistical, mathematical things, and it's I don't know, man. It's like, as one person, to have enough time to do everything is like it gets to be quite a lot. So
I'm glad you expanded.
Yeah, I have all my projections. Made for today's games. However, I don't have everything all like laid out for, around the bases and long shots and all that. There's a couple things I want to talk about as well in terms of lineups. You saw yesterday I got screwed on a couple of games, two specifically, one being the Toronto Blue Jays, where 2 or 3 guys were out that I wasn't planning for because I bet it the day before, and it wasn't until about 10 or 10:30 in the morning or 9:30 in the morning that they said, half the team's going to be out today. They did this also with the Cardinals, if you remember. Now, my projection came out a lot different because of those players. I always use yesterday's roster. Be like the most up-to-date thing. Well, yesterday's roster, if it didn't include, 2 or 3 of the leading batters, then your projections are going to be off for today. And mine were off a little bit. So I'm waiting to see when the lineups actually come out if you're going to get players like Goldschmidt and I think it was Arenado and all of them. So there's a few spots like that today where, I would exercise a little bit of caution, maybe wait for batting lineups to actually come out so seriously who's in the game, because that's going to shift the market if that is or isn't the case that somebody is or is not in the game.
I'm just glad you expanded it on Python. You had a little bit of hesitation there in your voice, and I was getting a little nervous that you got a little one-on-one duel with the snake. I was getting a little nervous for you, my man.
Yeah, not up here. No, maybe if I was down south or in a desert or something. I don't know. Where do pythons even live? I think they're a jungle. Snakes, diamondbacks are like in the desert. I don't know. When I think snakes, though, I think a desert.
Yeah, somewhere it's hot and dry.
I think a python's more like a jungle snake or something.
Yeah, in terms of that Goldschmidt, though, and that Arenado, I mean, I literally wouldn't beat yourself up. Those guys are going to play today. They just got an off day. Even Contreras, I think that's maybe the third guy you were thinking of. Wilson Contreras also sat. He's their DH now. He's not their catcher, but he also sat. Yep. So just shrug your shoulders and say it is what it is, man. Those guys will be back in the lineup today. So let's go ahead and jump on into it, though. Let's go in around the bases, and let's talk some baseball. What do you we're going to talk about one of your games.
Yeah, so not that I have a pick in it yet. I'm going to just expand a little bit more about the Cardinals and the projection that I got versus where the market's actually at. I think the market would be expecting Arenado and Goldschmidt and whatever to actually play today. Therefore, when I used yesterday's roster, I came up with a price of plus 130 for the Cardinals when I included, like, if I went 2 days ago and grabbed that roster and put it in, then it gives me plus 109, which is significantly closer. Guardians would be minus 109, and hey, that's exactly where they are, right? That's the no vig line is plus or minus 109. So, and you might only be getting that from my model due to some home field advantage for the Guardians. But I think it should be a good matchup. Coin flip, maybe, you put Shane Bieber on the mound. I don't think if it was anyone else, I think the Cardinals would probably be a favorite here if it wasn't Shane Bieber. So I don't know. I definitely think coin flippy game. Between the two rosters, it doesn't actually affect the total too terribly much. Between yesterday's roster and like 2 days ago, about a quarter of a run. So it was 8.75 with yesterday's roster if you include the guys that we expect to be in now that main core of the lineup. We get about 9 runs. So there's that for you. So watch out for who's in the batting orders today.
Okay, I heard everything you said, but a line just dropped, and I'm frantically trying to price shop to figure out what the hell's going on, because this is all of a sudden going to become an official bet.
Was it something in the Reds game?
Oh, Kevin Gausman, over 7.5 strikeouts. It's minus 124 right now on FanDuel. I'm grabbing it. What the hell happened? I've been watching this line all day because it was at minus 152. And I was like, well, I don't really want to pay or give out it's minus 124. I'm jumping on it. I don't know what the hell's going on. But before this gets away from me, I'm going to jump on it. It was in my shut up and pitch. Kevin Gausman,
the entire total is going up right now.
I don't give a shit.
Sorry. The entire total is going down, actually, isn't it?
Hold on, fellas. I'm grabbing it.
Yes, the entire total is going down towards 7.5. Sorry, I read it the wrong way.
You mean from the strikeouts or for the game total? Sorry.
The whole game. The whole game total.
The whole game total. Okay. All right. Well, that's an official bet.
I
just added one live right here on the show. I will talk about that one here on Shut Up and Pitch, but I don't know why that.
Or Gossman. You're talking the Blue Jays? Blue Jays game.
Blue Jays, yeah.
Disregard anything I just said. Okay. Disregard anything I just said.
Okay.
I'm just going to bow out of that. I don't know what the hell we're talking about anymore.
All right, let me get back to around the bases, but yeah, that's an official play. Kevin Gausman over 7.5 strikeouts, minus 124. Yeah, we'll talk about that one. I don't know. I don't know what happened with there, but hopefully you can take advantage of it. Man, that 6-unit play I had yesterday, Squirrel. I gave it out at plus 139. Yes. This will get you excited. Gave it out at plus 139. It closed at minus 110. Like, reward me. Instead, I've got an umpire out here calling strikes, balls.
Yeah, I didn't.
Just gotta take a deep
really
breath after that one. Just gotta take a deep breath after that one. All right, let's jump back on in around the bases. Let's talk some bets here, fellas. What about Nationals Royals? Who is the worst F5 money line pitcher in Major? He ain't made you any stinking money. Nothing. 0, 8, and 2. He's on the mound today with those Kansas City Royals. He'll be taking on the Washington Nationals, who are really sticking good versus right-handers. Number 2 right now. They're hitting 298, slugging 478, so they're bringing a good little power. No strikeouts really at 19%, so you'd love to see that right there. I wouldn't suggest taking an under on Jordan Lyles just because they know that, and they've got his number at 3.5, but not expecting the Nationals to strike out. Again, hitting 298 with a 478 slug. Hell, their OPS is 806, so that right there is 4th best in the major league. So a Nationals team that everybody else is hitting Jordan Lyles. So, like, why should a top, call it 5 offense across the board through right-handed pitching, like, why can't they hit him? I certainly can't see why not. So then when we flip it over and we look at what the Royals have to go face, they have to go against Patrick Corbin, which, give Patrick Corbin credit, he's limiting the damage, but man, he is getting into damage. Again, you still yet again with him. 6 hits, 8 hits. He's getting contact. Guys are getting hit. You've got the Kansas City Royals where you don't want to touch them versus right-handers, but you do want to touch them up against left-handers where they hit 282. They just don't bring any power to the plate. They only slug 310. they bring hardly any power to the plate, but they're going to string across some at-bats, which could be a little bit dangerous here. So you're not going to back the Royals with Jordan Lyles and an 0-8-2 record in terms of the F5. What you're going to back is just the F5 over. You're expecting both of these teams to get hit. Jordan Lyles, Patrick Corbin, ugly baseball cards. This is it. This is it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that F5 over 4.5 at minus 135, expecting both of these guys to give up 3+ runs. And we'll be shocked if it doesn't happen. So I'll go ahead and bet that one accordingly right there. Nationals, Royals, F5 over 4.5 at minus 135. What's another one for you, Squirrel?
I don't know. I haven't really dug into it. I think rapid fire is going to be the big kind of thing here today to discover what the hell I've even got going on.
Agree.
I have all the projections, man. I haven't, I don't know. I think the deal is with me right now, I feel so overwhelmed because I'm trying to assume full-time position of what 6 people should be doing. You know what I mean? It's just insane. It's just absolutely insane.
All right.
I don't know. How to be a data modeler and content creator and video editor or graphic designer and running a website and dealing and the customer service rep and dude, I don't know. It's I can't remember. I'm serious. I don't know the last time I just didn't really, just sat down, watched a movie, played a video game, did anything that's just I don't know, I'm going on burnout. You know what I'm saying? I'm just actually on burnout where I'm just
Perfect time for a holiday weekend.
I'm collapsing, bro. I'm not.
Perfect time for a holiday weekend.
Anyway, yeah.
I'll tell you what, let's talk right here and around the bases. Let's talk about one of your projections, and we can kind of go back and forth.
Sure.
Let's talk about the early game that comes on at 1:30 p.m. Central Time right here between the Reds and the Cubs. This one, I'd be curious to see which side you lean on because I'll tell you what, that Reds money line at plus 140-ish, I think looks pretty damn good. Justin Steele, Justin Steele is really good. Makes me nervous, but Hunter Green has been really good, and the Cubs kind of struggle with right-handed power pitchers, which is certainly what Hunter Green is. The total is at 7. I mean, even the F5 total is at 3.5. You certainly see this game going under with the way these pitchers are fully capable of doing between Steele and Green. But I kind of like the Reds at plus 130, plus 135. Where'd you find this game?
I do like the Reds as well on the initial, but then I think the reason you may be getting them a little bit higher is because Jake Fraley is going to be rested, TJ Friedl is going to be rested, and Will Myers is not in the starting lineup for the day. You're missing a couple of crucial bats. I mean, you're going to recognize the name Jake Fraley, but does that really equate to, if I had them, let's see. So taking them out of the lineup, if I had them in the lineup, that gives me plus 123 for the Reds. So then taking those guys out of the lineup, which it looks like the lineups just came out. So you're getting India, McLean. I don't think I'm as familiar. I don't remember seeing that name as much. Spencer Steer, Tyler Stevenson, Nick Senzel, Stuart Fairchild, Kevin Newman, Jose Barrero, and Kurt Casale. So a lot of those names I'm pretty familiar with, except for Matt McLean. I don't think I've seen around too terribly much, which I don't know. Other than that,
I'm looking at the lineup.
I don't know. I mean, I may be raising the odds a little bit to not have Jake Fraley or TJ Friedl in there. So it would make sense maybe that you get plus 140 or roughly, or plus 130. I don't know. Where is it at?
They're 30-ish. Where'd you fall on the total?
Let's see. 9.75. I haven't even looked at any of these.
What's an over-under of 7? You got 9?
7? Okay, but it's at Wrigley, so wind must be blowing in again?
Let's find out.
That'd be my guess. Wind blowing in. Otherwise, I don't see why it would be at 7. And juice to the under at 7.
Let's see. So what we got.
It was blowing in the last 2 days, wasn't it? Wind at Wrigley?
Right. Yeah, it's blowing in again. 11.4 miles. Same thing has been happening. 11.4.
But if you saw yesterday's game, there was still 11 runs or something like that, right? I mean, there was a 10-1, 10-2. Didn't they play the Mets?
Yeah, it was Carrasco and not Stroman. Carrasco and Stroman. Oh no, it was Kyle Hendricks making a season debut. Kyle Hendricks and Stroman.
Gotcha.
I mean, or not Stroman. Kyle Hendricks and whatever. Carrasco's. Yeah, man. All right, let's shut up and pitch time. I got some pitching props here for everybody. Let's shut up and pitch. I got James Caprillion under 17.5. Here's one, fellas, where I tweeted it at plus 102. Plus 102, best price right now. Oh, let's get that best price. Talk about CLV. Get you some CLV right here. You can now get this at minus 150. Minus 150, and I gave a bet out at plus 102. Like, can we just be cool and reward the man with the great cash? A guy who stayed under in 4 of his 5 stars. A guy who just faced the Astros 5 days ago and only went 5 innings pitched. A guy whose ERA is 8.68, his WHIP is 1.86, and opponent's batting average is 297. All those numbers are effing brutally bad going up against a really good Astros team that crushes right-handed pitching. The lines have now flipped. The under is heavily juiced at minus 150. I gave out at plus 102. Just be cool. Give me James Caprillion under 17.5 outs. I also like Jesus Luzardo over 5.5 Ks at minus 128. The Angels are striking out over 30% of their time against left-handers. 5.5 was a little bit of a stretch for me. So I have right here in my notes Kevin Gausman, and obviously I was waiting to see if the price would go in our favor. For something happened during this show, obviously live, right, or literally right when the show started, where it went from minus 152 to minus 124 on FanDuel. BetMGM, Bet Rivers, and DraftKings and Caesars all have this number at 8.5. Why is FanDuel at 7.5 and why is FanDuel at 7.5 with, pretty good juice at minus 124? The Twins have the third worst batting average versus right-handed pitching. They're hitting 204, and they strike out 33.3% of the time. Like, that is grab all your cash and throw it on the over. 33.3% of the time? Like, are you kidding me? Over 2 point, and we're only on base 284. We're only hitting 204 versus right-handers. You've got Kevin Gausman, back of his baseball card. How about 10 Ks, 9 Ks, 13 Ks, 11 Ks, 11 Ks, 7 Ks, 7 Ks, and then he's got a couple where he missed with 4, 4, and 5. But generally speaking, he's way over this number. The 8.5 doesn't really. The 7.5 and 8.5, there's no there's no change in the hit rate. I don't see why this one's over 7.5 against a team that's striking out 33.3% of the time. Sign me up. Kevin Gausman, over 7.5 Ks, minus 124. I don't get it. I was hoping to play this line, and we got a gift. Here you go. Just right now, it's back up to minus 140. I don't know why that changed to minus 124 like that, but I don't complain. We were able to sneak in the bet right here live on the show, and we got minus 124. So there we go. No pitching props for you, I assume. So we're going to go to 4th inning long shots.
No, but if you got like FanDuel or DraftKings, you can still grab the Washington Mystics and Chicago Sky under 158.5 for WNBA. It's dropping to 156, so you get a lot of CLV there. You're doing that.
Okay. WNBA, I love that. Kind of find that, but I love it. All right, cool. What's the
No, like I would do it like right now. Like, I'm serious. Like, if you're wanting to actually do it, I would do it right now. You get a 1.5 of value at the moment. Under 158.5. Mystics and Sky. You gotta move fast on that.
What dogs you got that are gonna be barking today, Squirrel? What dogs you got today in the MLB?
Oh boy. Well, we talked about maybe one of them with the Reds. You want to do a little bit more research on that, but other than that, let's take a look. I'm gonna compare this right now. All right, we got Tigers, nope, and we got Rangers is a no. Cardinals, well, they're not really an underdog anymore. Phillies is a no-go. Nationals, no. Did you take the Royals or Nationals? I think you said something about this game.
Over.
Oh, you took an over in the game?
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I like it too. I have 10.5. It's at 9 juiced. I mean, if you want to pay the juice, it's at 9.
Yeah, I like it. Like it. I got a dog today, Squirrel.
Twins. Okay.
We're
Ooh,
doing pretty
twins?
good on
No,
these dogs.
not
Remember,
twins.
we got both of our dogs yesterday. Orioles came through for the people. Tigers came through for the people. Day before that, we went 2 for 3 in our dogs. I'm going to go ahead and back the Pirates today, taking on the Mariners. Mitch Keller up against George Kirby. Let's talk about these starters for a second. Similar numbers. And I mean even similar numbers up against common opponents where they both have seen the Red Sox and Cardinals. Keller was better against the Rockies as he threw a complete game against the Rockies, but Red Sox, Cardinals, they were similar. You look at these guys' season-long stats, Kirby and Keller are pretty neck and neck, so no advantage in starting pitching, I would say, whatsoever. Pirates offense, though, you're getting an edge. You're getting an edge with this Pirates offense. They've got the better batting average. They've got the better K percentage. The only thing the Mariners do is they're going to bring more power to the plate. They edge out better in your slugging and other categories, ISO power, what have you, that look at power to the plate. But in terms of hitting the ball and production, that's where the Pirates grade better, and they strike out significantly less. Bullpen edge goes to the Pirates. You're getting the better ERA. You're getting the better whip. You're getting the better opponent's batting average. You're getting the better BABIP, and you're getting the better K per 9. The only thing that the Mariners bullpen does better is FIP, and it's only slightly. So getting the better offense minus the power, getting the better bullpen. I tell you what, this would be, if you have a sports book where you can take both of these guys at 17.5 outs. That's what's being offered. You could parlay both of those overs together. Both of these guys are going to go 6. Just they've had one hell of a season, as Mitch Keller and George Kirby have. So I wish you could make that parlay. You obviously can't, but I'm going to back the Pirates. Give me what I believe is the better team at about plus 140. I gave it out earlier today on Twitter at plus 138. We can eyeball where it's at now. I know I gave it out on FanDuel. Let's see what FanDuel's at right now. They are at plus 134. So it's coming down a little bit. I gave it out at plus 138. Not a big discrepancy or change there, but it looks like maybe the line is moving towards people liking the Pirates. I think it's justified. Better offense, better bullpen, even starting pitching. Give me the Pirates at plus 138.
Hey, D-Gent woodworker man. Hey, I might not have a good record against snakes, but I'm going to team up with one today. Team up with one. How about the Arizona Diamondbacks? I have them at a coin flip, like literally 100-100, even odds, and we're getting plus 123 something, I think, plus 120, and they're at home, right? Yes. Plus 125 bet online, and they're at home. They need plus 125 on a coin flip, assuming that everything's good with the rosters. See a bunch of people out potentially for Boston. I really don't see any injuries or anything for the Diamondbacks. Chris Sale against Brandon Fod, something, I don't know. Probably because he is more of an unknown name, contributes a little bit to that price that you're getting. But everything that I priced out came out to even odds, and I don't see any significant injuries. You're getting a home field advantage at Chase Field against the Red Sox. I'll take plus 125 on a coin flip. That'll be my underdog.
Yeah, that's crazy because that's kind of like how I had that Pirates game. It feels like a coin flip, and I got plus 140 basically on a coin flip. Yeah, I don't think get it. What did you have the Pirates at? Curiosity.
Oh yeah, you don't want to know. You don't want to know tonight against the Mariners.
Yeah, I don't care.
I have the Mariners at more like minus 170. So okay. I think Mariners are the side that I would be on at minus 145 if I have them 170.
I was gonna say then yeah, I think that price is like minus 140ish. Okay, all right, cool. All right, keep swinging. 5th inning, we're going to give you guys some hitting props. I'll kick it off here. We're talking about Christian Yelich here of the Milwaukee Brewers. He's 15 for 36 going on against Alex Wood. That's to the tune of hitting .417. I personally don't love this matchup, but I just wanted to throw the stats out there because there weren't a lot of great ones today, and he easily sticks out. Of those 15 hits, 14 are singles. So and I think the reason they're all singles is because you get this lefty on lefty matchup, which is generally tough and favors the hitter, while favors the pitcher, while Yelich is getting hits. He's not doing much with it, which is 14 singles. So that makes me a little bit nervous. Also, if he hasn't gotten a hit off Yelich, the Giants have the 3rd best opponent's batting average. So makes me a little bit nervous, but the production is there, and he does have those great lifetime numbers off of Alex Wood. The guy I'll be looking to fade today is Christian Vasquez There are the Minnesota Twins. He is 5 for 13 lifetime up against Kevin Gausman. How about with 10 strikeouts? How about striking out almost every other time to the plate? And this is a guy who it seems to be striking out a lot more this season. In 2021, his Ks per at-bat were 5.4. 2022 was 5.7. That's come down this season to 3.7. So every 3.7 at-bats, the man is striking out. That is 2 less at-bats per strikeout because, again, it was 5.4 and 5.7 the previous 2 seasons. Got a K in his last 2, got a K in 3 of his last 5, got a K in 4 of his last 6. He's just striking out more. Again, 10 strikeouts and 23 at-bats up against Gausman. I like Vasquez to hit a strikeout today at -140. What you got?
Anthony Rizzo looks like he sucks against Joe Musgrove.
Yeah, I saw those numbers as well.
19 plate appearances, 1 hit.
Yeah, love it.
If you're looking for guys, some of these names I haven't heard a lot either. I was wondering what happened to the guy, Jock Peterson, Giants injury, I assume, but haven't seen him. I haven't seen the name for quite a long time.
Yeah, it must be an injury. Sounds roughly right.
And then I don't know, I think something. I just see like headlines. I don't even have time to click on them. It said something about Carlos Correa's recovery or something, or I don't know if he's injured too. I don't even keep up, dude. I have no idea. I get too much going on anymore. But I don't know if he's in the lineup. If he is in the lineup, doesn't look like he does very well against Kevin Gausman either. So if you're targeting Twins players to not do well.
Okay. All right. What about 6th inning? It's a steal. You got anything on the board that's a steal?
At the expense of not screwing you over with the Pirates pick, I mean, if I model -170, I get -145. I'd certainly call that a steal. I probably will look at giving that out. Things like that, when I get large discrepancies like that, I'll go back and remodel it and make sure I didn't screw anything up, or like some numbers didn't get misplaced or something to get a projection that's way off. But yeah, I mean, if I go back and look and get a projection of the same thing and make sure that I really do have -170, yeah, I'll probably hop on the Mariners there as a steal.
Okay, yeah, by all means, got to follow your projections. That's why we put in the work. Put in the work to not make the bet. So yeah, let's get it. All right, it's a steal. YRFI. Everybody wants to talk some YRFIs. How about Orioles Rangers? I think that could be an absolutely great one today. With I didn't quite write it down here. Oh, it's Grayson Rodriguez. It's got just some god-awful numbers in the first inning. Nationals Royals, Jordan Lyles. That's a big shocker. He's got some terrible numbers in the first inning. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th inning. All the goddamn innings, he's got terrible numbers. But it all starts in the first inning with Jordan Lyles getting rocked. And Braves Phillies. Not only does Ty John Walker have bad first inning numbers, so does Jared Suster, whatever the hell his name is. So you get both of them this one. So Braves, Phillies. Those are the 3 games I would target for there to be a run in the first inning. If you want to look at NRFI, here's how I thought the best one. Marlins, Angels. Jesus Luzardo's on the mound. Hasn't given up a run yet in the first inning. 10 starts. He's been absolutely lights out in the first inning. Reed Detmers has given up a couple runs in the first inning. So then I was curious, what if we just move that to the second inning? Avoid Ohtani, avoid Trout, and whoever the hell the Marlins' top 3 hitters are. Just avoid those 3 guys. Reed Detmers in the second inning hasn't given up any runs in the second inning, and Luzardo's given up a couple, so they flip. I think I'll write that second inning. As long as like one pitcher's giving up something, why don't I just go up against the crappier bats, your 4, 5, 6, maybe your 5, 6, 7 guys. So I think the NRSI, no run the second inning, Mariners, Angels, -134. I like that play. That's the one I'm going to be on today. All right, 7th inning, we got to go to our best bet of the day. Coming to a stretch, best bet on the board today there, Squirrel.
I think there's quite a few overs you could take at this point that I'm looking at. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out which the best one is. The Phillies and Braves makes a lot of sense. The line's at 10. I have 11.5 as a projection. So I like it when the line is high and my projection is high. I mean, I certainly don't want to bet an over 7 when I have like 9.5. Something's probably weird there. The wind is expected to blow the ball down or something like that. That Wrigley game we were looking at, if you get projections that are too far off, something's probably up, and you should look, a second time at it. You want to be kind of in the general vicinity of that. So yeah, that gives you the 1.5 discrepancy there. So that one makes a lot of sense. Other than that, I'm just kind of flipping through some of these, and again, we'll get to some of these in rapid fire. Marlins and Angels, again, you might want to look at weather, but Luzardo and Detmers combining for 10 in my projections. You can pay juice to go over 8. That's a 2-run discrepancy. That's pretty good. Again, certain things you're going to want to factor in, but we'll get to some of this stuff in rapid fire as well. But and there's a couple of overs that look pretty good for discrepancy.
Okay, all right. In terms of my best bet today, I want to go back to this Blue Jays, and I want to go back to this Twins game that we've kind of talked about. You've got one team in the Blue Jays that have the number 1 batting average right now versus right-handed pitching, hitting .315. They're slugging .479. They're not striking out at 18.8%. Kind of already touched on those Twins numbers. They're 28th. They're bottom 5 in the entire league, hitting .204, slugging .408, on base of .284. The Blue Jays offense not only does it better, they're doing it significantly better than this Twins team from everything, from hitting, not striking out, from drawing walks. It's all better than what the Minnesota Twins are doing. And then you're looking at the starters. It's Kevin Gausman up against Louis Varland. Gausman, I mean, we're expecting a lot of strikeouts, obviously. Sportsbooks are expecting a lot of strikeouts. He should have the upper hand over Louis Varland, and he's being backed by a very strong offense, a top offense right now versus right-handers. This is by far the absolute best bet today. Blue Jays F5 run line -104. Blue Jays F5 run line -104 is your best bet today. 8th inning, double play. We'd like to give these guys a parlay today. I feel like I need like a 10-leg parlay to dig me up out of the hole I'm in, Squirrel, but we're probably only going to stick it to 2 legs, so hit me with a good 2-legger.
Probably, Mariners, if that discrepancy is that, if it's real. Boy, I don't know. I know the Blue Jays were pretty heavy on my model. You were just talking about them. I don't really remember what the hell you said, though. I have -157 for the Blue Jays, so at least a fair price. That's maybe slight undervalue. I'll go Blue Jays Mariners.
-157. That's I'm seeing -156, so not a ton difference. Or no, you said -170. Oh, that's got a little bit of difference. Never mind.
No, for the Mariners I have 170, but for the Blue Jays is right about even. But I'll just take those two, the Mariners and Blue Jays. I don't think the Twins get it done with Varland.
No, they do not get it done with Varland.
And the pitching match, or the pitcher versus batter for Gausman. I mean, he's taken down Correa and Vasquez and all them. So.
Right. All right, for my double play, I'm going to go back to Patrick Corbin. Going to look at him to stay under 18.5 outs. Even if he's on a nice little roll in his last 3 games, he's only gone over this number once all season long. Only once out of 10 starts has he gone over 18.5 outs. Let's hope he can stay under that today. Again, I mentioned the Royals and how well they hit left-handers and taking that F5 over. It's .282 batting average. And the Royals are also second best at avoiding the double play ball. They have the second best double play numbers at .51 per game. That's second best in the major league. So should avoid the double play. Should be able to string across some hits at -282 or hitting .282. Look for Patrick Corbin to stay under 18.5 outs. And then I'm going to parlay him with Joey Wentz of the Detroit Tigers to not be the winning pitcher. This leg is -450 is what this leg is alone. This guy's last 2 outings, he's gone 2 innings pitch. He's gone 2.2 innings pitch. He only has 1 win on the season all long. The White Sox are pretty good at left-handers actually right now, and have been pretty good versus left-handers most of the season, and they're good right now versus left-handers. Can't see this man out-dueling Lance Lynn. So I've got to go ahead and take Joey Wentz to not be the winning pitcher. Patrick Corbin staying under 18.5 outs. That's your parlay of the day at -106. Let's throw these bets up on the screen. Let's have some fun in rapid fire as we look forward to this Memorial Day weekend. I already know I'm going to add some more bets to it. So this will be a big card for me today. But that's how baseball usually rolls. I usually have many days like this. So that's the way she goes. Gonna add something in this Orioles Rangers game. I haven't decided. I can't ignore that both of these offenses are good right now versus right-handers. I don't know if it's gonna be unders on an outs prop or an F5 over, but something is getting added in that Rangers Orioles game. There should be runs, or if there's not runs, I can't see either of these pitchers going deep into the game. So something's getting added in that game for sure. We can talk about that a little bit more here in rapid fire. All right. Let's get after it. Pull up my thing here. What did you say to Gent? Who has a better record, Jordan Lyles or Snakes? For Squirrels versus Snakes. Shit, man. Squirrels have probably won one, right? Squirrels probably won. I mean, every squirrel can find a nut, right? Every squirrel beat up one snake eventually at one point. So, and hopefully the squirrels are smart enough to get their teammates involved, right? Get some of their guys. All right, wow. This one is dropped. This one was at 7 when we were talking earlier about Cubs Reds. Now it's 6.5.
Mm-hmm.
I was on the under on this, but I don't see how you take the under when it's at 6.5 or the F5's under 3.5. Like I just can't quite get there. So anyway, and actually the Reds have the number 1 batting average versus left-handers. That's a reason why I also like the Reds as my dog of the day. They're in 92 plate appearances. They have the number 1 batting average versus left-handers. I still think Steele has a nice day. But the writing's on the wall. And also the Cubs have the bottom 5 bullpen right now. They've got an ERA of 6.93. They got opponent's batting average of 321 and opponent's whip of 1.82. All those numbers are bottom 5. With how well the Reds hit left-handers right now, with how poor that Cubs bullpen is, the writing is on the wall for your plus 130 Reds to get the win. So that'll be my pick.
Yeah. I'm waiting for, or no, I don't know. I think the batting lineup is actually out, but I think it came out as we've been doing the show, so I haven't rerun it. But I would lean Reds too. I'll rerun it with the new batting orders and stuff and see where the price is at. But might end up on the Reds with you.
End up on the Reds, love it. Love it. Come on for the ride. What about this next game here? We've got the White Tigers at plus 135. For sure.
I think the White Sox are way overvalued. The over looks like the best play then compared to whatever you just said. I have it at 9. I think you said it was 8 or so. 8.5.
Yeah, 8.5. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have the White Sox should be minus 123. So whatever's making them overvalued, I don't know.
I'm going to stick to liking this this White Sox team. I mean, top bullpen right now. How the whip, the batting average is 155. That's first in the major leagues. The ERA is 1.74. That's second best in the major leagues. Something happened with this White Sox bullpen. I don't know what change they made, but it seems like for the last 2 weeks we've been sitting here talking about how the White Sox have been up in the top 5 and how they've kind of made improvement of something. Something's changed, so... I'll go White Sox run line. White Sox run line at plus 105, I think is the best bet. White Sox run line plus 105. Dodgers and Rays over under of 9.5. Dodgers minus 105. Rays minus 115. I can't wait to sit back and watch Kevin Cash pick Noah Syndergaard. Kevin Cash is one of my favorite managers in all of baseball. He sees your weakness. He full-on attacks it. We know he cannot hold base runners to first base. Look out. I bet there's a ton of stolen bases in this game, provided there's obviously the opportunities. That's what can obviously kill you when you take a stolen base prop. You need a lot of luck to go your way to hit it. If there's opportunities, I think Kevin Cash is going to be off to the races and run. So I like the Rays at minus 115 with the left-hander of Jalen Beeks on the mound.
Yeah, it's hard for me to price these Tampa Bay Rays games when they put Jalen Beeks out there because I know it's going to be a 1-inning start and then you're going to get somebody else and it's just weird. For a model, it just is too difficult to really put a good price on it. So I just skipped over it, figuring I had 14 other games to look at.
Yeah, he's so. 2 innings max, 2 innings max. You're exactly right. What about the Rangers and Orioles with an over-under of 8.5? Got the Rangers at plus 115 and the Orioles at minus 135. This is the game where, I'm adding F5 over. Maybe I'm going to add the full game over. In terms of a winner, I actually do like the Orioles. I do like them. They grade out a better bullpen. They grade out a better offense slightly, but they definitely grade out a better bullpen by a fair amount. Starters are a wash. Rodriguez and Gray. But I like the Orioles, and I like the over.
Rangers is the fair price. I have them plus 118. So if they're minus 118, plus 115. It's right where they should be. And then you add the juice onto the Orioles. It all makes sense to that. The over is a little bit better. I have 9.7 as a projection. I think it's at 8.5.
Yeah, I like that over. I gotta add
so the over would be my play in this.
I also like Grayson Rodriguez to stay under 15.5 outs. That's just something that guy does all the time. You're getting that at minus 105. That's where I'm between. I'm between fading the pitcher or just taking the F5 over. Obviously, I'm undecided, so I haven't quite bet it yet. Padres and Yankees with an over-under of 9.5. Padres minus 115. Yankees minus 105. Randy Vasquez is taking the hill here against Joe Musgrove. This looks like, just by the name perspective, this must be Domingo Germán's spot. But, of course, he got suspended for 10 games for using the sticky stuff. So this looks like to be his replacement here, and Randy Vasquez. Let's see if Vasquez is giving them length, or is this a bullpen day? Let's see what Vasquez's back of his baseball card.
I don't have anything on the Vasquez guy, so I didn't praise the game again.
MLB debut. MLB debut. Yep. Who the hell? All right, now I'm curious. Now I got to look up his minor league stats. I can't.
That's got to be a tough one to come out into Yankee Stadium and pitch against Joe Musgrove on your debut. I don't think I'd.
Okay.
Wow.
Let's see this guy.
Cubs and Reds under is just getting hammered right now.
The under?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I mean,
it's going to 6.5. I just saw like a.
It's at 6.5.
Syndicate released a play or whatever. That kind of deal.
Randy Vasquez has done. He's picked 16 innings in the month of May, 14 hits, 5 earned runs, 17 Ks. I like that, 1 per inning.
It's almost worth a shot going over 6.5 now, isn't it? I mean, it feels ridiculous.
With that Cubs bullpen, you can't. I would just take that Reds money line. Kind of like it. So is it? Let me see here. Wow, that Rangers-Orioles is over 4.5 at minus 110. Man, that looks really quite stinking good. Now the juice is on the over at 6.5 in that Reds-Cubs. The under is at plus money.
Yeah, I can get it minus 110 right now. That's why I'm like, I don't think it's going to last. I think it's going to get bought back up. So it's like I take it right now or I don't.
Taking the over? 6.5?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was just looking across. I don't know. Randy Vasquez, it's hard to look at his card. In the month of May, or the month of April, it was worse than he improved in the month of May. But, yeah, I'm not betting on some dude's minor league debut, so just skip that goddamn game.
It's going to get bought back up. I just took over 6.5 at minus 110. I mean, just like on a personal note, it's just stupid.
I get it. I may do that, Rick.
Because it's not going to end there. You understand? Like it just got bought down because it was sent by, somebody well known in the industry, and then it'll just get bought back up.
Thank you for speaking so highly.
It'll probably end.
I appreciate that, my man. Thank you.
Stop. Oh my God. All right.
What about those Cardinals and those Guardians with an over-under of 7.5? Guardians minus 115. Cardinals minus 105. I'll take the Cardinals. I expect the big guys to come back in the lineup, and the Guardians still suck. So I'll take the Cardinals at minus 105.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know exactly what the lineup's going to be. I mean, I just included the 2 guys from, or 2 or 3 guys that were out yesterday, and I got plus 109. But I don't know the exact lineup. So, probably somewhere around even is, in fact, fair. I like the Cardinals in terms of offensive production more, even though they're going against Shane Bieber. So, if I had to pick a team, I would take the Cardinals, yes.
Phillies and Braves over under of 10. Phillies plus 130, Braves minus 150. I like the Braves here at this spot. I like the Braves. Phillies still struggle against left-handers. I mean, people, what was that last start against Tommy Henry? Oh, Tommy Henry. Phillies normally hit left-handers. The whole world got their ass burned. They're still not hitting left-handers. Give me the Braves.
Yeah. This is where I said I liked that over at 11.5. Or 10, I guess. Over 10. I have it projected 11.5.
Yeah, take it. Blue Jays and Twins over under of 7.5. Blue Jays minus 165. Twins plus 140. I'll take the Blue Jays on the run line today at plus 110.
Yeah, I like the Blue Jays as well. And total, no real interest. I have it at 8.
Nationals and Royals over under of 9.5. Minus 110 up against a minus 110. Coin flip game. I mean, I'll take the over. I'm on the F5 over. So what am I talking about? I'll take the full game over.
I have the Royals as I have your favorite. So full game. I guess Royals on the money line. And what did we say? It was a higher total, right?
9.5. Yeah.
Okay, I have 10.5 expected. So hopefully runs and the Royals on the money line.
Giants and Brewers over under of 8. Plus 115 for the Giants, minus 135 for the Brewers. Pretty easy for me to go Giants. Almost made my dog of the day. Just got edged out there by the Pirates. But love everything about this top 3 bullpen here. The Milwaukee Brewers still can't hit left-handed pitching. They haven't been able to turn that corner all season long, going up against Alex Wood today. So I know Freddie Peralta's on the mound, but I like the Giants at plus 115 a lot.
And I can get... Yeah, sure. Offshores, no, I'll go against you. I can get minus 124 offshores. I have the Brewers more closer to minus 150 at home with Freddie Peralta, so I like that.
Mets and Rockies over under of 11.5. Mets minus 205. Rockies plus 175. I'll take the over 11.5.
Yep, I will too. It's more like 14 for myself.
Yeah, Max Scherzer doesn't scare me anymore these days, and the Rockies are pretty good against right-handers, so that one's easy. Marlins and Angels over under of 8. Marlins plus 120. Angels minus 140. Here's a neck and neck in terms of your left-handed hitting stats. This one was tough. This one was tough. So I'll take the Marlins.
The over is great. The over is great. I have it at 10. So to get 8 is good. And what was the money lines?
Yeah, like minus 140 for the Angels, plus 120 for the Marlins.
Bang on. Yep, I have 143 for the Angels, minus 143. So the over is the play there.
Astros and Athletics 8.5 for a total, with Astros minus 265 and the Athletics plus 225. I will take the Astros.
Athletics money line.
Back in again.
It's got to hit someday. It's got to hit someday.
Sunday. In the meantime, burning a lot of cash waiting for that hit. Just lost 4 units on the Mariners series. Not saying you did, but yeah, that didn't. Man, they suck.
Yep,
wow,
I know. I'm aware. Just saying, every single day they will always be overvalued. Just so you know, you don't even have to question it.
No, you don't even have to look it up. Don't have to crunch the model on that one.
Like, they might be plus, like, actually fair value worth plus 170 or plus 180 or something like that, but then they're like, oh, here's plus 250. I'm like, well, every day.
What about those Red Sox and the Diamondbacks with an over-under of 8.5? Red Sox at minus 140 and the Diamondbacks coming in at plus 120.
I like the Diamondbacks, like I said. Wait, we're on that, right? Red Sox, Diamondbacks?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to take this under 8.5. I'll take this under 8.5.
Okay. Diamondbacks, I'm getting plus 120 on a coin flip. That's why I like it.
Yeah, under 8.5. That's what I like. And then last game, Pirates and Mariners. I'm already on the Pirates money line with an over-under of 7. That game's going to be low scoring if I had to take a guess. Pirates.
I have the over-under at 6.5, so I'm right in there as well with that. And I'll take the Mariners because I have more like minus 170, which is kind of crazy. Okay,
perfect. All right, there it is, fellas. That's how we're going to do it today here on the Payoff Pitch. Come on back Tuesday. We're going to take a step aside there on Monday. Let everybody enjoy their Memorial Day 3-day long weekend. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic time. Kick off the summer this weekend. It all starts with Memorial Day weekend. Have yourself a good one. Look forward to hanging out with you guys back on Tuesday. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you then.
See you later.